First of all, write this. Lust will always be love's nemesis. It is always the enemy of love. Lust is always will be the nemesis of love. It is the enemy, the arch enemy of love. But here's what lust is. Lust is a legitimate desire pursued illegitimately. Lust is a legitimate desire pursued illegitimately. I'm going to say it again. Write it down. Lust is a legitimate desire pursued illegitimately. Meaning, ain't nothing wrong with money. Ain't nothing wrong with sex. Ain't nothing wrong with things. See, somebody's lying to us in the church that they make us thinking that having money is a sin. Having money is not a sin. Having nice things is not a sin. Having sex is not a sin when they're all done legitimately. Let me say it again. I'm sorry, boo-boo. Those natural desires that you have, those are legitimate desires. When they become illegitimate is when you try to meet those desires in an illegitimate way. When you see a boy and you looking at him and he look fine and good looking at you and you go, that is a legitimate desire. God put that in you for a reason. Like David said, that tingle is not just some itch because you've been sweating. Sounds very nasty, doesn't it? That is a legitimate desire. Having something nice on your feet, that's a legitimate desire. But when you pursue those things illegitimately, that's when God says that it's a sin. When you pursue sex outside of the realm that God created it for, you have now taken a legitimate desire and you have now acted upon it illegitimately. When you buy clothes, but you ain't got no money saved, that is now an illegitimate desire. You see what I'm saying? When your shoes cost more than the stuff that you give either in church or you give to people. When your car is so expensive that you still having to live with your mama. That's an illegitimate car. So when things that are legitimate are done illegitimately, that's when they become wrong. Y'all understand that so far? That's when they become a lust. When you pursue something in the wrong way. You guys understand that? Do you understand that? Okay, so let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Watch this. Here's the second one I want to say to you. All right? Love makes people give millions of dollars to Haiti. Lust is when the leaders of Haiti take that money and use it upon themselves. Let me say it one more time. Love makes people give millions of dollars to Haiti. Lust is when they take that money and they use it upon themselves. Once I had a chance to have breakfast with the president of Nigeria. I had a chance to have breakfast. It was a nasty breakfast, but it was breakfast. I didn't know what in the world I was eating, but you know, I'm eating. I'm trying to smile. You know, I don't know if I was eating yak or what I was eating. And so we got to talking about African Americans and Africans, and we're talking about the challenges with African Americans and Africans. And he said something really dope to me. Y'all watch this. Y'all watch this. Y'all use this in school. Write this down. This is really dope. Use this. He said that there are two things that Africans need to apologize to African Americans to. He said we need to apologize for selling Africans into slavery. He said we owe our African American brothers and sisters an apology for selling them into slavery. He said that. The president of Nigeria. And then he said, we owe y'all an apology because when we could have been a powerful country, we were corrupt. Do you know that Nigeria is third in the world for oil? Third. They are third in the world for oil. They are one of the poorest countries on the planet, and it's so corrupt. I've been to Nigeria 11 times. Nigeria can be like a jungle. There's no order. There's no unity. There are still tribal wars. And they got all that money. They sitting on all that money. but they pull because of lust. Do you see how dangerous lust can be? Love will tell a girl when y'all are kissing and hugging on each other when it's time to stop. Lust will allow her to give you brain. Because you know what lust is at its root? Lust at its root is selfish. Well, at least I got one clap. Y'all still with me? Yo, fellas, make some noise. Fellas, make some noise one more time. Fellas, the reason why pornography is wrong, listen to me, fellas. And for any of you ladies who need to listen to this too, but especially my dudes, the reason why pornography is wrong is because pornography is self-centered. The reason why pornography is wrong is because it's the satisfaction of self. It is you satisfying you, and so you never learn how to be engaged with anybody else. Now, you may think, Kirk, listen, I'm a teenager, and you know, this is what teenagers do, but I'm trying to let you understand something very important. When you become 20 and 30 years old, you cannot turn off the lessons that you learned as a teenager. It don't work like that, boo-boo. Whatever lessons you learn as a teenager, let me tell you something. And some of you dudes, real soldiers, don't y'all leave a nigga out here by himself. I'm finna say something, and y'all better roll with me. If y'all don't roll with me, it's going down. I'll fight every one of y'all. I may get beat up, but I'm gonna fight every one of y'all. Dudes, how many dudes in here can remember your first mag, your first flick? Even if you were 9, 10, 11 years old, you can still remember that first joint that you ever looked at. Lift your hands if you're in it with me. Lift them up, nigga. Don't you lift it up. Lift it up. Hold on, no. Keep them up. Hold on, keep them up. Young heads, watch this. Young heads who've never gotten engaged in porn yet, look at these hands around you. These dudes are telling you that they can remember the first joint that they looked at. Hands down. Real soldiers. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because sex was always created to be a spiritual act of worship. I'm going to say it again. Sex was always created to be a spiritual act of worship. It is two people coming together and participating in the only godly act that God has created us to do. Do you not know that when two people lay together, that is the only act that when you do it, you get a chance to coexist with God? Y'all missed it. Let me say that one more time. That's really weighted what I'm saying. I'm going to say it one more time. Sex is the only gift that God has given man and woman. That when they perform this act, they get a chance to tap into God's likeness and act like him in a particular act. Because that man and that woman can come together and procreate another one of them. Y'all feel me on that? So if you just sticking it in and just chewing on it and sticking it all the places and doing whatever you want to do with it, and you running all over here and you're just doing all this and you're being nasty with your little thing and spanking and slapping it and throwing it around here and doing all this stuff, what you are doing is you're taking something that was godly and now you have disrespected the only thing that allows you to be like God. Takeover! Let me tell you the difference between love and lust. If you're taking notes, write this down. Write this down. First of all, write this. Lust will always be love's nemesis. It is always the enemy of love. Lust is always will be the nemesis of love. It is the enemy, the arch enemy of love.